Taylor. You look phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm
I
sure
did
the
go out. I
audience.
did go out last night.
What? What did you do last night?
I went over to Cosmo for a little bit, and then I went over to Station Casino and played some blackjack. So
Okay, for y'all that don't understand, Taylor's butt ass wild, man. She's wild. She's cray cray. I got this co-host that's like she's in Vegas raising hell. She's dancing on bars. She's on hanging off the rooftop. I'm telling you, Taylor's crazy, but she talks sports though. So we're gracious to have her in the presence. Hopefully this turns us a little bit more. As long as she shows up the next day, like, what's my name again? Okay, instead of being all messed up, whatever. But
yeah.
um, tell everybody about yourself a little bit. And by the way, everyone, you can catch this in the description of YouTube and some other also audio channels descriptions as well. We have her socials in mind. But tell everybody about yourself before we start talking about all these betting lines.
Gosh, well, I'm a Texas girl, so from Texas, but I live out in Vegas now. So my kind of backstory is, I was in corporate finance as an
Just kind
executive
of
for
you say
18
back shots.
years.
Is it back shots or backstory?
My backstory.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. So, sorry.
Yeah, so I, had a real life before a former life before my current life. So yeah, so corporate executive, 18 years in finance field.
Wow.
So yeah, and now this last year, I have found my new career, my new
What's your
love,
new career? I'm kind of
which
curious.
is
What's your
which
new
is
career?
the adult field.
Okay, so before we talk sports and before we talk the Super Bowl, you are a corn star. See, you say corn
or mattress actress.
mattress actress. Okay, now, I knew that everybody. I just just for the YouTube shorts. Anyway,
Corn. Yeah, you could say corn.
so you were in corporate finance for you said 18
18
years.
years, yeah, almost 20 years.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
What made you say the hell with corporate and I want to go into the adult industry and even dabble. I mean, and you're a sports fanatic as well, so it's like you have a full life. But what made you say this is it? I got to get out of this.
Well, I was in the lifestyle. I've been in the lifestyle for a little over 8 years. So I knew some people in the industry, a lot of people, that were doing content creation. And I kind of just decided to start an OnlyFans, finally, even though I'd been I couldn't really post anything due to my job. So I finally just said, okay, I'm going to start an OnlyFans. And pretty quickly, I was discovered. And so outed, so to speak. And
Outed.
so yeah. And so I kind of just, I made a decision. I said, I kind of had to decide which way I was going to go because obviously, once everybody finds out and everybody found out at my work, I kind of had to decide what I'm going to do. And I said, you know what? Good transition time for me. I will quit, retire, so to speak, and do this full time. And here I am. It's taken off like wildfire. My career's taken off like wildfire. And I kind of decided right then. Someone had asked me, like, are you going to do mainstream? And I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch
What's
a
that?
television. What's that? What's mainstream? So I did, and now I've shot for so many amazing studios, and my career's taken off like wildfire. And I didn't dip my toe in the water. I jumped in head first, and
Hey, sometimes you got to do that, or as I would say, jump off the cliff, and and
definitely,
and pray that the parachute works. You know,
exactly.
it's that focus, it's that conviction that a lot, that people have to thrive. So speaking of that, anyway,
Mhm.
everyone, we wanted to give you a few minutes, 9 minutes into it before we really start getting talking, just in case people caught the stream a little bit late. And I know
Yeah.
it's Sunday morning, Super Bowl, Saturday night, so it's way more people going to catch the replay. But we wanted to touch you and bless you here, just in case you want to put your bets in and get, you can go with what we think, etc. Also, I think it's also healthy to see a beautiful woman like this on a Sunday morning. Anyway,
Oh, well, thank you.
all right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about before we go to the overall game. Let's discuss the some of the props. Um, let's go to TD scores. All right.
Yep.
And touchdown scores is. Do you think there's any odds? The odds for the what is it? There's a first TD score. There's an anytime TD score, and then there's two plus TDs. Now, the reason that Saquon is plus 275 is because I've taken his props the last two games, and he's delivered. Right.
Mhm.
The question is, do you think the Eagles will be able to run on the Chiefs as the Eagles have been able to run on anyone, or do you think the Chiefs' defense is stout enough? Let's talk there first because that gets into the whole psychological of
Sure.
running props versus passing props.
Well, I mean, I think the first, I mean, obviously the Chiefs have a good defense, but for me, I think Saquon's really strong. I mean, but then you have to say, okay, how many guys are the Chiefs going to put on him, and what does that
Mhm.
leave? That leaves a lot of open receivers. So then, you have to think about all that. But I think Saquon's going to have a good day. I think that they can try to stop him, but I think that they won't be super successful. I think he's just
Do
too.
you think that he has the odds favor him as getting two plus TDs? Yes or no?
I think so. I have one. I have that on one of
All
my
right.
bets. I have at least one. I have him at least one, but I think two is pretty
I
strong.
want to
I would
get this
probably
down.
say two.
I'm gonna put what she thinks and what I think in the description and in the comments on Twitter so that people can go back and be like, "Hey, she was right or he was right or whatever." So you may get some scrutiny, but I
I
want
mean,
to
I
make
think
sure
one is a pretty safe bet. I mean, but I think
that okay,
obviously two is a long shot. But I mean, I have two on one of my parlay bets. I
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
two. So
Okay, so Taylor and myself, I do think he's going to get two plus TDs. I really do. I think the fact that they held him out the last game of the regular season because he was going to try to break the record. I think that gave him the motivation and helped his body get right. And that's why I think that he dominated how he dominated in his playoff appearances thus far for the Eagles. And they had another week off in between the last game of the Redskins to the Super Bowl. I think he's going to get two plus TDs. I wish that there was another prop that said three because I put like
ooh,
$10. I probably win like 500. But anyway, don't want to talk
wow.
about betting that much yet because YouTube sometimes you smack me on the wrist, sometimes you don't. We'll figure it out. But I don't think anyone else, in my opinion, as I look at that list, has the ability to get two TDs. I just don't see it. But I see why he's plus 275. Um,
Yeah, I have Worthy for one on a lot of bets because I think that's pretty
well,
strong.
yeah. So that's his anytime TD is plus
Anytime
one
TV.
fifty five.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not doing a lot. I'll be
No,
honest. I'm not doing
but
a
you
lot
know
on
what?
Travis
You know what?
Kelce
Look at this
lately.
one. Look at this one. The Jalen Hurts minus 120. The tush push. They
Yeah,
that's a tough one. If they get inside the five or get inside the three, it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I have him like I did more like with Jalen Hurts. I think I did like passing TD, some of the quarterback stats. Like
Okay. Okay.
passing plus rushing TDs, like two plus. So that way you're covered if he gets in the end zone, like that kind of stuff. So
I got you. I got you. Okay. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Let's look at another one. Let's look at passing props and Patrick Mahomes. What we got here? Over 250 yards, minus 123. Jalen Hurts, over 225 yards, plus 113. If you look at the bottom left there, Patrick has been averaging 241 yards passing the playoffs, Jalen 189. This is an interesting one. What do you take on passing yards? Do you think passing is going to really play into this game, or you feel that they're going to be more conservative, make it a slugfest?
I think, well, Patrick Mahomes is definitely going to be passing a lot. I think 250 is pretty accurate. But when I do mine, I do a lot of stuff as parlays, so I go more conservative on the numbers.
Yeah,
So I would do like 225 plus, but then I'd combine it with a bunch of other stuff. Jalen Hurts is it's really going to be interesting today. I really think that everything depends on Saquon. But I really think at least in the first half, I think they're going to put a lot of defensive guys on him. So that does
really.
leave a lot of receivers open. So then you have to go. okay, you've got Brown, you've got Smith. I think Smith's going to have a big game today. So, um, you know, I, it, that could potentially be a big passing game for Jalen Hurts, but it's really a 50-50. Are they going to adjust and really is he going to throw some, he has the ability to throw some big passes. So, and he's got some good receivers. So I don't know. I mean, I saw earlier like it was like 175. So I took like Hertz at like 175 plus over. Um, but
So
I think
you caught an
225,
earlier bet then. I
225
mean,
is high for
I
him.
would have done that one too.
Yeah. I think 225 is high for him. I would probably go with the under on for Jalen Hurts on passing. But I think Patrick Mahomes, I think it's going to be around 250. I think that's a pretty, I think you could, I don't know. I wouldn't take that line personally. I would go more conservative. I go more conservative, but I combine it with a lot of other stuff. So that's
Right.
just the way I do it. So, but I would probably take the over on 250 on Patrick
You
Mahomes,
almost
or I
had me
would take
say
the under.
the Montel. This is how we do it. So, all right, for y'all. No, we're not showing my. I'm not showing my age. Anyway. No, I think that's dope. I agree with you on in most aspects of that. Um, I probably wouldn't. I probably stay away from this one right here, personally speaking.
Mhm.
I think there's other avenues out there to make your bread kind of easier or whatever, perhaps. Receiving props. Now, does your Xavier Worthy come? This is interesting. In receiver props, we have today AJ Brown, his average 74.9, Travis Kelsey 53, Xavier Worthy. These are receiving props, and this is how many yards?
I think
I,
that's high for Brown. Personally,
I
I
think it's high
think
for Brown too.
I
I
don't
think
think he's going to have. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a bigger game than Brown today. So
hmm.
that'd be interesting.
Why
Not
do you think
bigger, but I think he's.
why do
I
you
think
think Devonta Smith will have a bigger game than Brown?
meaning I think that I think what his was like. What is Smith's? It's like 35 yards or something. I
Hmm.
don't see it. Oh yeah. Well, earlier when I looked, it was like 39, and so I'm like, or 35. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Browns was like 75. Just what on my betting app what they had as far as like
Yeah.
the what. So I mean, I don't know. All I know is that Travis Kelsey screwed me 2 weeks ago, so I am not putting a lot of stuff on him.
Oh, hey, he messed you over. It's not about
Not
how
literally,
it came
not
out.
literally. Sorry, sorry, other Taylor.
Yeah, Todd Taylor is like, hey, don't shut our podcast down. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, uh, yeah. Do I think he's going to have a big game? Probably. Is he going to do something stupid? Possibly. You know.
Mm.
So I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like Juju. Juju at 15 plus as like. I mean, I think 25 plus is. But I'm a Steelers girl. I love the Steelers. So I love Juju. So
You
I
like Mike
think
Tomlin and all,
I
but
think he's going to have a couple good. I think he's going to have a couple good plays.
you realize
I
you can
think
be a Steeler
25.
girl all you want to, but until the Steelers get a quarterback, they're done.
I know. I
So
know.
it's like
I think they need to lose their coach first. But hey, I didn't say that out loud.
I think Mike Tomlin has done so much for the organization. He's kept it together when they really weren't supporting him. They gave him an old washed quarterback. They gave him a quarterback who really couldn't throw consistently, and they said, "Hey," and he still gets them to the playoffs. So come on, but that's the homie though. I'm always back him up, even though Taylor's trying to rip him apart. Even though she probably would, ruffle his feathers, privately, so to speak. Anyway, so
I like a
receiver
couple of
prop.
the smaller guys, like I like Gray and Perrine, like with those really slow numbers. I think that those guys will be utilized today. I think like if you're going to do a parlay, like I have some of those small receiving yards on mine. Like I think I have like Perrine like 7.5, which is
Well,
one.
okay, so there's a couple of things that stand out. The Saquon stands out. I think that's, and they say that's a very favorable bet, but that's not, that's, I can win money off that one. I do think he goes over 15, 16 yards. The one that
Yeah,
really stands out to me, though, is DeAndre Hopkins
yeah,
because the old Lions, and it's like, this is his moment. You got out of the situation that you were in. You're consummate pro veteran. I think this is his moment. I think you're going to get over 50 yards from him, maybe
Ooh,
even a score.
I
So
like
I'm
that.
looking. where are and look, Vegas senses that too at minus 103.
Mhm.
So that's something I'm going to be looking at.
Yep.
Um, rushing props. All right, so this is a good one here. We have Saquon Barkley at 120 yards, plus 119. Jalen Hurts 40. Patrick Mahomes 40. Kareem Hunt. I'm interested in that Pacheco at 25. Vegas says, "Hey, we see that there. This is that's what Vegas has at minus 105. That's going to get a lot. That's what money get a lot of money. But if you're looking for something in terms of a plus, um, the question is do you see the Chiefs doing reverse with Xavier Worthy and him getting loose for 20 plus yards? There's your bet right there at plus 200.
Yeah.
I mean, that's schematic, right? So,
Yeah. I
um,
would take Hunt on this one. I think he's gonna have a good day. I think he'll be on a lot of snaps today too. I think based on what they've doing. I mean, Pacheco, I don't know. I just don't know how much he'll be utilized today. I mean, I think 20 plus yards. Yeah, I think that's easy.
right.
But I think Hunt's gonna have over 40 yards. I think that's will be my safest
So that's
bet.
well,
Uh,
Vegas said, okay, cool. We agree with you. That's why it's minus 135.
yeah.
All right. So
I mean, I would probably take him at,
she ain't taking nobody
I
on
would
a
take
plus.
him
You know
probably
what's
at
that?
55.
She bandwagoning everybody. She's a bandwagoner. She everything
No,
that she's
no,
taking is
I'm
a
not. I mean, it's still risky. It's just how much are they going to use Pacheco today? I mean, I think Hunt's stepped up, so we'll see how. I mean, but I think Pacheco's going to see some snaps, obviously. But now, so the question
Did you
is,
see snaps
I
last
don't
night.
know if they'll be able, are they going to be able to stop
Snaps last
Saquon
night.
enough to keep him under 120?
Did you see snaps last night?
Snaps, snaps. You know,
Hey. Okay. All right.
I
Anyway,
think Saquon Barkley. I think 120 might be a little aggressive.
I think against the Chiefs defense it is.
Yeah.
However,
Like me personally, the way I bet, I do a lot of parlays. I would never go in and just make one bet on
I
Saquon.
was I was just looking. Is that one that I would throw into a parlay? And it's just not. Do I think the Eagles put pressure on Mahomes and he escapes a few times? Yes, I do. Do I think he escapes for over 40 yards? I don't. Is that
Yeah.
can that be in a parlay? Maybe a weaker one. Yeah. So the Kareem Hunt one is very interesting to me, especially
Hmm.
because I think that Kareem Hunt is going to be extremely important, more so in the second and third quarter.
Okay.
I think the first quarter, the defenses are going to be jacked up. It's going to be kind of tentative, etc. Everybody's going to be on, they get into the groove of the second and then definitely the third. And then I think the fourth quarter, if the Eagles are up on the Chiefs are passing the ball, right?
Yeah.
If the Chiefs are up on the Eagles, if they're up by a little bit, they still got to keep them. Then it's really not about Hunt as much you think because Pacheco is it's going to be about Kelsey controlling. Can they move the chains, whatever. If the
Yeah.
Eagles are up, then the Chiefs got to pass. So I think the second and third quarter, can Kareem go over those yards? In the second and third quarter, I think the first quarter he'd be kept on the check, whatever. But um, defensive props. I, I don't have any say so with this one right here. This is sacks. I'm not really trying to talk about sacks or tackles or solo.
I
I'm gonna go to novelty
trying to
props
think what
here.
I put. I have one on.
Defense.
Let's see. I have on one of my. Let's see. I have Mitchell that he's gonna have an interception as he's had a lot this season, and I have
Mitchell, he's plus. Oh, so to get an interception, he's plus 750 on the over under point five. Okay.
let's see. Where's my other? I had a who's my sack guy? I can't remember who I. Well, yes. I mean, obviously Braun. I mean, he's had. If anybody's gonna have a sack, he probably stands a pretty good chance of having one.
What about Jalen Carter? Right, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Chris Jones, 105.
Chris Jones, yeah. I'm trying to see what I put
That's
on.
not a bad bet. Chris getting one. That's
Uh-huh.
not a bad.
Cause yeah, I mean, and Patrick Mahomes has been getting sacked a lot, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's going to run more. I think he's going to run more just because I think Patrick Mahomes. I'll be honest. I think he has been injured, slightly injured for the last 2 years. I think he doesn't have the get up he used to have because, and what people don't understand is when you're playing it deep in the season, as long as they're playing year after year after year, he's accumulated an extra season almost, right?
Mhm.
But it's also if you've accumulated extra 16 games more so than anyone, the majority of people, that means your body's taking that much toll. But for today, he's like, listen, I get 3 months off, I'm running. I
Yeah,
think it'd be harder to sack Patrick or throwing it away. Um, that's
yeah,
my 2 cents. I'm gonna
yeah.
go to the novelty props after that, just because I'm keeping it moving here.
Yep.
I don't really care about the coin toss.
I don't either. I mean, 50-50. Okay, you might as well go put your money on black at the roulette table. Gatorade
um,
color. What Gatorade color? Or
right.
is
You know.
Travis going to propose after the game? I don't know.
Oh my God. Hey. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Let's go to the game props. This is what a lot of people want to talk about. Any team to score over 30 points. Do you think any of these teams are scoring over 30 today? I'm not asking who's going to win, but do you
I
think
think
any
that's pretty. I probably would say yes. I would go yes on that. I think
Vegas?
30. I think 30 points is pretty safe. I'd probably go with the Chiefs on that. But
Edwin Gonzalez from YouTube. Let's see what he says here. I'm going to show his question here. Barkley TD, I lock right now. No way he doesn't score in the Super Bowl on his birthday. You know what? The bet wasn't on him scoring the TD. The bet was on does he score 2 plus?
two,
But
2 plus, yeah.
I think Barkley scoring a touch. Okay, I think that's why it was like minus 275 or something
Or
like that. So they,
First TD is tough because you don't really know who's going to win the coin toss. So it really depends. I think both
yeah.
those teams. I think whoever wins. I think whoever on the first drive. I think is going to be the score.
Um. Wow. TD props. Both teams scoring up, rushing and passing, longest touchdown. No. Winning. Okay. Interesting. The race to the points. I don't really care about that one. I want to come to the team props here. Total team points. Um, I don't really. The Chiefs. As you look here, I don't want to get into that. Actually, is total team totals. I think. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about actually. Let's just go ahead and talk about the. Let's just talk about the game. Championship. Mar, here's another question, real quick from the audience. I think Eagles winning and Chiefs rigged the other three Super Eagles going to toss. Look, I'm not betting on the toss,
Yeah.
but interesting enough. Good questions. Keep them coming. That means Mar, you're in India, I think, right? So that means we got that crowd looking at it. That's pretty dope. It's cool. Um, anyway,
Yeah, we'll be interested to see how the refs do today.
who do you have winning the Super Bowl? Chiefs or Eagles? What's the score? I wanted to wait till we get closer to 30 minutes into it. We're at 28 minutes and change. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl and score?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be relatively close, but I think the Chiefs are gonna. I think it's going to be a little under 30, and I think that the Eagles are going to probably have mid 20s. I mean, I think
Wow.
it's going to be close. I mean, it's possible the Eagles get over. I mean, the Chiefs get over 30 points. I think that's probable. I think it's gonna be a pretty high scoring game. I think it's gonna be well over 50, low 50s,
The
between
Chiefs
52 and
over
55 points
30.
total. Hmm?
Over 30 is plus 260.
Yeah, I would
Under
probably.
30. Now Vegas is feeling they're getting good under 30. Okay. Interesting. But you feel
I think the Chiefs are gonna cover the spread. It's like 1.5 points. So I think they're gonna win and cover the spread. But honestly, I have bets both ways, like on my parlays, because I don't really bet the winner or the over under a lot because I think it's so close. I think it could go either way. So I have the Eagles winning on a couple of my bets and I have the Chiefs winning on a couple. But mostly I do more stats than bet on the actual game because I think this one's going to be, I think it could go either way. I really do. So I think both teams are going to have really strong offenses today. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. So I would take the over and I would go both ways. But I think the Chiefs, I really do. I think that they just have the
Dude, can you
ability
make it stick to it's like y'all all over the place.
I think the Chiefs are going to win mainly because I think that no matter what happens at halftime, I think that they have the better ability to adjust. And I think they've got a really, really deep roster. I think they have a ton of receiver options. They've got a couple running back options. I think they have a deeper roster. And I think they have, like I said, I think they have the ability to adjust. I think Mahomes is freaking amazing. And I think that that's going to, no matter what happens, even if they're behind at halftime, I think that they will be able to pull out a victory. And I'm sticking with it. But don't quote me on it. So you disagree? You think it's going to be the Eagles, huh?
All right, here's what I think. Everyone, I disagree with her. I disagree with her. I think that she just picked the Chiefs in a 29-ish, 25-ish, whatever. I think that the Eagles will win today.
Ooh.
I think the Chiefs are not winning 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Okay.
A tremendous feat. I don't even know when's the last time, if anybody's ever done that, whatever. I feel that Saquon will get over 2 touches, two tutties. I like your Xavier Worthy. I like that. I also like DeAndre Hopkins in terms of the Chiefs.
So do you think that the Eagles are going to have, obviously, you picked them to win. Saquon's going to have a big day. But do you think they're going to
I don't
Jalen
necessarily
Hurts?
know that Saquon's going to have a big day. I think he's going to have an effective day.
So you think they're going to really utilize passing today? So you think Jalen Hurts is going to
I, I, I Good question. I feel that in order to slow down the Chiefs' pass rush in Jones, before I get into it, Evan Gonzalez, which got Chiefs put 43 total points. That's so you must have bought points.
the under, huh?
You must have bought points. So you changed your ratio. All right, anyway, um, I feel that to slow down the Chiefs' pass rush, that the Eagles are a great screen team, and they're screening the Saquon. So I think that's one of the challenges in being overly aggressive against the Eagles. And then when you're not overly aggressive against the Eagles in terms of blitzing, et cetera, because you're afraid of getting screened, with Saquon can go for 60. I do think that puts a lot of pressure, and it goes back to what you said. Devontae Smith will have a better game than AJ Brown. That's pretty dope. I got to give it to you. I can see that happening because I don't see that the Chiefs can. They got to account for Saquon everywhere, so they just can't put a lot of blitz packages that they normally would. They don't. They got Chris Jones as well. Um, I think the Eagles get it. I think the Eagles win this one. Gosh, man, weird. I think the Eagles win it.
Well, what about the points? You think it's going to be a high scoring game today?
26-24.
Ooh.
It's a weird score. I feel it's a weird score day. I don't even know how I came
Okay.
up with that.
So then you have to do then you can
I
go into
wouldn't
all
say
the 2 point
27. I think it's
conversions
a
and
weird
all that
score.
jazz.
What do you say?
So then you can go into all the 2 point the crazy like 2 point conversion bets and.
Dude, I have no idea how I came up with that number. I could say 27-24, but the reason I said, you know why I came up with the 26-24 is because the over under the total points was 30.5.
Mm.
So I 30. So I came under the 30.5. So if people are taking the under bet on the 30.5, how do you get the 30 points? 26-24 Eagles.
Okay. Okay.
So hey Jack, not sure who you are, but happy Sunday. Anyway, um, if I was to do looking at some parlays, I like the Xavier Worthy. I like Xavier Worthy total yards. DeAndre Hopkins over 53. Um, Saquon two tutties.
Hmm.
Uh, Jalen Hurts at any time maybe. He scored the last. He was the last Eagles scored in the last Super Bowl against him too. Um, I do feel the Eagles will have to throw more. If it
Okay.
doesn't have to throw more than what they've had, but I think they're ready for it. I think they're prepared for it. I mean, the Chiefs will have to throw more. Yeah, the Chiefs. My fault. If I said the Eagles, Chiefs. Yeah. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
The Chiefs are going to throw a ton. And
I,
they've got so many receivers. I think it'll
you
be,
think so?
yeah. I mean, I mean,
They got
between
good
Juju
receivers,
and
yeah, but
I mean, it's just what's going to happen with Kelsey today. Is Kelsey going to have a big day? Is it going to be? I
all right.
mean,
Let's talk about.
Worthy.
Let's look at props. Let's look at Kelsey props. Let me receiving props
I don't
first.
like him anymore.
Oh my gosh, he's so mean. All right, Kelsey. Let's look at this. Let's look at Kelsey props because it's getting a lot of money because of Taylor Swift, whatever. Kelsey receiving yards. Uh, if you do 60, it's minus 120 plus 60. If you do 70, it's plus 124. 80 plus 195. How many receiving yards? I love this DraftKings one. Shout out to DraftKings. I need to get them as a sponsor. How many receiving yards do you think Kelsey's going to get today?
I,
And then we're
I
still
would
with
take the
the
under on that. I think it's going to be like around maybe 50.
50. So if I go to 50, okay, it's 50 plus minus 207. Yeah, it's an easy bet. You spend 100 to make what, 80, if that.
I
Oh,
honestly, I do it where I would take a higher number and do the under. So I would do like under 80 or something like that, under 75,
mm.
and then combine it with other stuff.
Oh, you
So
slick. You slick. Okay. Okay. I like
you're
that.
more conservative,
I
but
like that.
then you do like 6, 7, 10 legs, and then all of a sudden you're at 20,000 plus 20,000, and you bet $2 and you make 400. So
All right. Let's go to receptions. Kelsey. This is interesting here. I do think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he had my 2 cents. Kelsey has two big
I
games in
disagree.
him. Huh?
I said I disagree.
No, I think where he's at in his career, he gives you two big games a year. He was big in the Buffalo game. Maybe three max. He doesn't have the body to give you 16 plus games a year anymore.
But it's not necessarily up to him. You know,
I think it's gonna I think at some point Mahomes is not gonna be able to trust some of the other people as he normally would. The Eagles are different than the Bills. I do let me just put it this way. I felt the Ravens were the best team in the AFC. They the guy dropped the ball with 2 minutes and something seconds in the Buffalo game.
yeah.
Whatever. So anyway, the tight end, whoever you are for the Ravens, whatever. That was horrible way to end. Um, I think Kelsey gets over 7. I like this 7 for 117. But if you really want to, I would go 8 for 214.
I
Uh
don't think
oh,
so.
Rijo
I
Gonzalez.
would take the under on that. I would take the under on both receptions and
You take the
the
under.
yards.
She's
Yeah.
a tough one. Kelsey gonna get locked down. No way he pops off. Rico.
Yeah, seriously, I don't think Andy Reid's gonna utilize him.
So
I don't think it's gonna be
Rico's in
Kelsey. I
agreement with
don't
you.
think he's
Whoever
gonna
the
be in as
quarterback.
many plays as everybody thinks. I think they've got too many other options, and I think Worthy's been too strong. I think they've got Juju. He's been performing well. They've got a lot of other people, and I think a lot of people expect, obviously Travis Kelsey to be utilized, especially. after kind of getting the shaft last week, but I don't think he will be. I think he's going to have probably 5 receptions, but I think that's probably 5 or 6.
You're a tough one. Wow.
No.
Wow. 5 or 6. Well, you know what? That's the easy bets though. Five plus is yeah,
Meaning
you have to get
I would
away
take
with
the
that.
higher
Minus
number and
three
I would
twenty
go under.
seven?
Just yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
you're not getting rewarded for that. See,
yeah,
y'all,
but
she's just a bandwagoner.
if you put it on a 10 leg parlay, yeah, you are.
Then that could blow up your part. You know what? You're right. You basic what she's saying, everyone, is this can be a parlay enhancer because the more that you have in the parlay, the better it helps your overall ratio of the parlay. So you got to put the gimmies like the
Yeah,
minus 27s.
gotta
It
put them
helps.
conservative.
Right. It
Yeah.
helps the ratio of the parlay is conservative. She's a smart cookie. We like her even more.
But
Anyway,
honestly, I didn't have him. I'm not utilizing him much today, even with that, because I think he's a crapshoot. I think his numbers are big to be able to make money on a bet with him, and I think I don't know. I just don't feel safe after 2 weeks ago in the AFC champion or in the championship game after what happened. I don't think he's safe today. A
all
safe
right.
bet. Either way. I just
Our
I would
moderator,
just take it out of the equation. That's just me.
moderator pulled out your Taylor Fields Kelsey's a crapshoot today. Nice. Thank you for joining us, moderator. 40 minutes into it. What night did you have last night?
I mean, every
Um,
bet's a crapshoot, right? You know?
right. Um, what's interesting is they got receiving yards first quarter, whatever. I want to see if there's one half to half. Interesting. That's one that this is one everyone to put on your radar if you're in the props. Receiving yards head to head.
Oh,
This is a really interesting one here. Um, AJ Brown, Kelsey. This is an interesting one head to head. Let's go to her, Devontae Smith Worthy. This is interesting right here. I think this is one
I
that you
like
can
that one.
actually, yeah. Um, but
I would
that's,
take the
that's
over on that. I think those guys are gonna have big games, so I would take that.
okay.
It was like 100, what is it, 100, 109? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 109. But they figured Xavier to win that head to head today over Devontae. Kelsey over Devontae. Receiving yards. This is interesting though. Mm. If the Chiefs really focus on the screen action of Barkley, this hunt is not a bad bet. Plus 155 receiving yards.
Hmm.
I do think they're gonna have the Chiefs are gonna have to do that. This is interesting. I'm gonna look at this one later. Um, maybe even at halftime. The art of sports betting is to be able to come in at halftime and make different prop and second half adjustments. To if you're winning, if your bets are looking good, whatever they're looking good, you don't have to do it. But if you're losing, then you're like, okay, what adjustments do I got to make? etc. It's almost like a pivot. Um, anyway, so Taylor, um, you feel that the Chiefs are going to win. You feel it's 28-29 to 25. You like Xavier Worthy to be a surprise for the Chiefs. You like Devontae Smith for the Eagles. You think Saquon gets over 2 tutties. You feel that the Chiefs will be passing a lot. I'm interested in the Mahomes run. I think he's going to run more than what people think.
I think he's gonna have easily over 30 yards today. I think between 30 and
Hmm.
40 yards.
I think this is a
Exclusive.
go for it because it's the last game of the season before you're 3 months off.
How much do you think Jalen Hurts is gonna run today? He's still not 100%, right? I mean, it was a knee injury.
He's going to have so much Novocaine, so much drugs in his knee. Um,
He's gonna be on a high today,
he's
literally.
going to be on a high today. They're like, hey, you can deal with this over the summer. That's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Um, for those who don't know, this is if you came here a little bit late, this is Taylor Vixxen. She is part of Team Equentis, which sort of makes her by by alignment also AsherClan or AsherClanian. So you're going to see her on AsherClan. Actually, what's going to be next up for her is she's going to start a little cooking series. Um,
Ooh,
once and she's recorded her first one, so we're going to do a test out there and this upcoming week or two, and get everyone's feedback before we start into a little bit more like adjustment productions, etc. So anyway, you're gonna be seeing Taylor cook, looking sexy and nice in cooking. You also gonna see shout out to the ones that have been talking about Jen Cameron, Sexy Nurse Jen. She's gonna be cooking as well, but she's also going to be doing some. Um, she just got a personal trainer, and she's gonna dialogue that, and so we're gonna share her moments, etc. Um, little by little. And so look for other. You're still gonna get MrFlourish gaming and podcasting and the different scenes, right? From the pros to capture to meta experts. It's complicated. We got a new. It's complicated coming out to YouTube, and we will be uploading to TikTok some of these podcasts as well, especially this one that is safe for work. Um, so, with that being said, we're 45 minutes into it. Um, okay, wait. Someone wants to throw something in here. Dude, okay, that is what I said about. I'm glad you agree with me. I think Kareem Hunt is getting slept on. I think some of his bets. I think he's gonna have a unique game. He's been waiting for this
he's gonna
moment.
have a good game. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Taylor, what you got coming up in your day to day stuff in your life? Oh, the month of February, we just got into it. One third of the way through. What you got coming up in February?
Got some big stuff coming up, big shoots with studios. I just shot with Elegant Angel. Lots of baby oil involved in that one. It's going to be pretty hot. Gotta love it. So
I
that's
saw
I
some of
just
the
shot with
BTS
Nubiles.
y'all.
Lots
Yeah.
of stuff. Naughty America stuff coming out as well. So lots
Well,
of good things
I think
on
I
the
think we have
horizon.
to. I think we have to, especially in LA. Especially if I get Mr. Pam. I think we're going to have to. They're going to want to see real life shenanigans of Taylor and Mr. Flourish. I don't care if it's at a firing range. I don't care if we are at. Well, I can't say that one. Uh, I would love. I would love for an escape room to let us allow us to video record. That would be
Oh, that would
awesome.
be cool.
Yeah, yeah. But there is a lot
It would be
of.
hard because it would be. It's some of them are really dark. I don't know how that would work, but
I
yeah,
think we need to go to a Laker game.
that would be fun.
I think that'd be fun too. You know, see the King. I don't know, but other than that, her dance on the table. We got to get that too. So anyway, real we gotta see, fans. We're gonna see what we can do. Okay, we have busy schedules, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is an impromptu live. Normally there'd probably be several thousands of live viewers, but we understand it's Sunday morning, and it is Super Bowl, and it is after. I need to remember this. It is after um, a Saturday night everywhere. So
True.
a
And it's
lot of
early
you
out
all need to
west.
be
It's
in
so early.
church praying for what you did last night. It's okay. We bless you.
Mhm.
Be looking for more Taylor Vixen and different types of streams. And I think we need to do one during daytime and Monday night is where I tend to draw about 3-4 thousand live viewers
Nice.
across the platform. So I think that's what we gotta figure out. Maybe get a panel here and talk about some different things. It doesn't have to be sports. It can be anything.